Hi there, this is Kick the Acorn, and this is parts of the AP European virtual exam. So, the virtual exam, if you are taking it, is different from the in-class exam. So, here's what the difference is. So, first of all, the dates. So, I recorded this on, what is today even? May 11th. So already there's been the first exam that was on last Friday. So obviously, if you took that, you're not watching this because that's in paper. And then there's 2 more exams next Wednesday, May 19th, and then June 2nd, also a Wednesday, all at 12 p.m. Eastern. So that means that for other time zones in America, you might take it at 9, 10, 11, whatever it happens to be. And the main difference is just that there's no LEQ, and there are 2 additional short answer questions instead. So here are the 3 parts that there are. So there's section 1A, that is 55 multiple choice questions that you have to answer in 55 minutes. That's 40% of your score. So I'll go in more depth about these things in a minute. Then there's section 1B. There's 3 short answer questions that you have to do in 40 minutes. That's 21% of your score. Then section 2, this is what's kind of interesting about what they did. It is 1 DBQ and 2 SAQs. So document-based question and short answer questions. In 1 hour and 40 minutes, 39% of your score. So for some reason they made that in one time frame, so you'll have to figure out what time you're going to use for the DBQ and what time you're going to use for SAQs. The recommended thing is 1 hour for the DBQ and 40 minutes for the SAQs. But if you notice, there's only 2 SAQs on section 2 instead of 3. So maybe if you take long on the DBQ, you can make that an hour and 20 minutes and then 20 minutes for the SAQs. I don't know. It's whatever works for you. But that's in one time. So, in more depth about the multiple choice, you have to answer 55 questions in 55 minutes. So that means you should only spend 1 minute on a question. If there happens to be one that takes you longer, then make sure that a different one you answer in less than a minute. Some, I'm sure you'll be able to do that. So move along, make sure you don't spend too much time on a question, because if you happen to guess a question, that's not comparable to the other 54. So I mean that it's okay if you know that you had to guess on one and you just had to move along, because it's better than spending so much time on there and then you're not able to answer maybe 7 or something because you spent too much time on that. So do that. But if you happen to run out of time, just it submits on its own, unlike the 2020 exam. So just pick a letter. Some people do B or C, and just better to have a 25% chance than a 0% chance. So just answer, like if you're on question 51 and you're about to run out of time, just do 51B, 52B, whatever works for you. But it's better to do that than to just not answer anything. And they appear in sets of 3 to 4 with a text and image source. So here's an example. You have a picture of trench warfare. Use this to answer questions 34 to 37. That's what kind of thing you might see. And then you'll have your answer choices. Section 1B, you will have to use a text, image, or information to answer 3 questions in 40 minutes. So that means that you'll have about 13 to 14 minutes per question, if needed. Sometimes you're faster on that, and then you can submit and you'll still have 10 minutes left. It just depends. Question 1 will be from 1600 to 2001, and questions 2 through 3 will be from 1450 to 2001. So basically, 2 through 3 could be before 1600, but 1 won't be. And the template, well, typically you only answer these in 3 to 5 sentences, and you can use T, which is topic, sentence, explanation, and analysis. So you first want, if whatever it asks you, make a topic sentence like, oh, this happened because of this, and then explain, and then make an analysis. Maybe make connections, or take note of the point of view of the source or the time period. Section 2A, this is, even though Section 2 doesn't really have parts A and B, because they're all in one, I'll still separate the DBQ from the other SAQs. So I say 1 DBQ in an hour, so that you could take longer if needed, but keep in mind you still have to answer 2 SAQs in the same time frame. So the question will be from 1600 to 2001. You should look at the prompt and come up with 3 points for a thesis. So if it's saying explain how, I don't know, how Napoleon affected Europe, think of 3 things, and then you look at the sources, and then this is really the thing that's down here at the bottom. You have 7 documents. Separate those 7 documents into 3 groups. So it might be 2, 3, 2, whatever. You really only have to use 7 or 6 to get full credit, but it's better to use 7 in case you accidentally said the wrong thing for one of them. Sorry, this thing's being dumb. And you pretty much typically should have 5 paragraphs. The first one is the topic sentence with your contextualization and thesis. So remember, contextualization, can't even say that right. You need to just basically just explain what's happening in a time period as if the reader didn't know, so that it makes sense about what you're going to say. And then you have a thesis, and then paragraphs 2 through 4, they are your body paragraphs. I don't know why that just says graphs, sorry about that. And they each have a point from your thesis. And then paragraph 5 is your conclusion paragraph, and you just bring it to a close. Maybe you restate your thesis and just explain how it's relevant to the world. And there's a video in the description that will explain about that more. Different video from a different YouTube channel that's still me, but and that's an example of, sorry, I don't know, if I move the mouse it keeps going on the next slide. Example of a thesis is you reference the prompt and it's due to whatever it happens to be, and then say 3 things, and then you'll discuss 1 in paragraph 2, 1 in paragraph 3, 1 in paragraph 4. Section 2B is the same as 1B, except you only have 2 questions, so less. So you have more time if you happen to still give yourself 40 minutes. But remember, it's the combined time with the DBQ, so keep in mind how much time you use on the DBQ so that you have enough time to answer these 2 questions. But if you happen to do 1 hour for the DBQ, you would have 40 minutes for the SAQs. So use the same guidelines as we did before with the T. So good luck on any exam you might have, and you can also see a scoring video in the description to know how your exam is scored. So thanks for watching, that'll be it.